and I think I am reconnecting, waiting for our master distiller to join in this time, and hopefully Jackie can see Michael also. Yeah. And somebody is dialed in, and that's Mike. Hi, Michael.
Hi, Manju.
Hi. Loud and clear. Can you see me? Can you hear me?
Can you see me?
Okay.
Yeah, I
Lovely.
can
Let
see
me
you. I can hear you.
sign in Jackie. If no, yes. We're waiting for Jackie to tune in, and then we'll be set and good to go.
That works.
Can you see two gentlemen on the screen, in your screen?
Yes.
Lovely. Now we are
Yeah, I can
sorted.
see you. Hi, Jackie.
That works. Fabulous.
Now we are sorted. So yeah, let's start the wonderful evening. And
Yes.
thank you, Jackie, for signing in and having a dram with us, with Michael and me, and across oceans and continents.
Uh,
What time is it in your part of the world?
It's just after 10 p.m. here on Thursday.
Oh, okay, okay. And we still have about 4:30-ish
Hmm.
in this part of the world, so we'll be heading towards our day close soon after we finish this conversation with you. So,
Yes. Well,
Jackie,
I'm super
I'm
excited because I'm quite the novice when it comes to Indian whiskies. So please take me on a journey, teach me about Indian whiskey. I'm so excited.
lovely, lovely. So, I'll just give a preamble and I'll then,
Yep.
leave Michael to do the honors. So,
Yep.
very simple. We are the classical Indian single malt from a tropical country.
Mm-hmm.
As compared to cold countries, we have a very different maturation of our whiskies. We also, uh, everything is Indian, so we use the 6-row barley from north of India as
Mm-hmm.
compared to 2-row barley done across the world, which adds a lot of different textures to our whiskey, which Michael will elaborate.
Great.
Um, we are closer to the sea. We distill and store our whiskeys, age our whiskeys in a place, in a very lovely place called Goa. Uh,
Yes.
I wonder if you've been to India. Um,
No, I've never been.
okay, so we need to add that to the bucket list very quickly.
100%, yes. Not only just
So
for the food, for the people, but obviously the whiskey now.
yes, and we have a very unique rate of maturation and a lot of angel share where the whiskey evaporates, and I
Because of
would,
the weather and the
yeah, because
environment.
of the
Yeah.
weather, and yeah, and there's a classic signature style of Paul John single malts, which I would invite Michael to shed some light on what are the signature flavors, aromas, and uniqueness of our whiskeys in general. Before
Yep.
we, uh, but before we do that, what I suggest is let's try. This is let's try, and I've been trying to do this with every chat that I do. So let's try uncorking the bottle together across three
Okay,
different
sure.
locations.
Well, mine's still in the presentation tube. I wanted to,
Yeah,
do it all
okay.
together.
Yeah, so we'll do it all together. We'll pour a dram and let it air a bit, and then Michael can take us through the journey. So, so what we'll do is uh, take the time to open the capsule,
Yep.
uh, and at the count of three, we pull out the cork together.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
So at the count of three,
Yep.
it's 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, that wasn't on three.
Yeah. So let's pour a dram and let it air a bit, and I
Okay,
then
sure.
request Michael to to talk about a little bit about the uniqueness of Paul John single
Yes,
malts. The
please. I want to know all about it. I want, to understand what makes Paul John's so unique and so popular. I'm excited.
Yes, Michael, over to you.
Okay. Hey, okay. Single malt, as you
Yep.
know, it's very minimalistic and very simple because it contains the three simple ingredients. These are the three simple
Yep.
ingredients used across the world. Yet we end up making different types of,
Yes.
whiskeys. So there are many reasons, apart from climatic conditions. Um, Sometimes the
Mm-hmm.
type of grain that we use is different. The
Yes.
design of the copper pot still, way in which the entire whiskey making process is carried out, is different. So, one of the major reasons
Yep.
is the
Okay.
cask. Um, when I talk about the cask, I have to mention about the maturation process as well. Goa is hot, it is humid. Here,
Yes.
I would say whiskey matures differently.
Yep.
So many people think whiskey matures faster, but I would say it matures differently. Um, uh, Here, the interaction between the wood
Yes.
and the liquid is quite rapid. The temperature variation between day and night is also not too much. So the extraction from the cask is 4 times higher compared to that of a
Scotland.
cold region. For
Yep.
example, in the UK or in Scotland, it takes
Yep.
longer time to
Yes.
extract the required flavors. But in India, it is 4 times faster. So, and also in the wood, there are hundreds of flavor compounds. These flavor compounds, these are chemicals, react
Yep.
differently to various temperatures. So, that's the difference. So,
Yes.
speaking about Paul John, as you know, India is a vibrant nation. We have different uh,
Mm-hmm.
culture, different languages, different religions. Everything is different here. I would say we have around 30 regions. It's like
Yep.
30 country within a
Okay. Yeah.
country. So our main intention was to have the similar
Yeah.
vibrancy inside a bottle. So Paul John, in a way, is more vibrant, having lot of
Well, okay.
flavors.
That's good to
We
know.
don't have age statement.
Yeah.
I'm getting that. Like for me,
Mhm.
I'm getting a
We
lot of
don't have
flavor
age statement.
as I knows it already.
Mhm. So we don't have age statement. Yeah. So we produce two different types of
Yep.
liquids, peated and non-peated. Out of two different types of liquid,
Yep.
we create different expressions. So today we have Christmas edition
Mm-hmm.
2022. It's a small batch. The tradition started in 2018.
18? Is
The
that
very
what you
first
said?
expression, yeah, 2018. So this is a small batch, and every year the expression changes. Uh, so in this
Mm-hmm.
special edition, we use
Yeah.
at least three different
The
cask finishes.
bourbon, brandy, and also peated.
So the very first, yeah. So the very first expression had whiskey from ex-bourbon cask,
Mm-hmm.
that is unpeated, peated from ex-bourbon, unpeated from ex-bourbon, and unpeated finished in Oloroso. Yeah. So this year, for 2022, I've used
Yes.
unpeated from ex-bourbon, unpeated
Cool.
finished in brandy casks, and peated finished in
Okay.
Oloroso.
May I ask, I guess, what makes you choose those casks?
Okay, if
Yeah.
you on the nose, if you see, it's lot. It has got lot. I mean,
100%.
Christmas cake.
Fruity.
Yeah, it.
Mm-hmm.
You can smell plum cake. Yeah, it's you have a lot of citrus, plum cake, Manuka honey, dark chocolate. You have spices.
It's literally Christmas in a, you know, in a glass.
Absolutely. So this is the main focus or the goal, to create something for Christmas. So all the expressions, though I use different finishes, I end up making
Yeah,
similar, similar
to suit the
profiles,
season,
you
to
know?
suit, yeah.
Exactly. So, so on the nose, again, it is very sweet. You have Demerara sugar also. Uh,
Such intense, like such a strong, bold nose. Like, and I am getting like syrup, fruit cake.
mhm. You have dry fruits, dry dates, dry figs. Yeah.
So what I would like to do is invite all of you to take a first
Mhm.
sip. And what
Yep.
we should do is, uh, again, something that I try uh, creating something which is Indian way to say cheers. Uh,
Okay.
uh, and that's saying Jai Ho together, right?
Okay.
So, okay. So let's
Okay.
start again at the count of three. We will do Jai Ho together and take a sip. All right.
Hmm.
So, Michael, are you
Ready?
ready? Let me see. Yes. Okay. All three glasses on the screen. All three glasses on the screen. And at one, two, and three, Jai Ho.
Jai
Okay.
Jai
All right.
ho.
Mm.
ho. Ooh, I like that. It's like sweet and spicy at the same time. And I'm going to say the word
Yeah.
easy to drink.
Absolutely.
She's smooth.
Mhm.
Mm.
So you can also, try adding few drops of water
Hmm.
just to open up the flavors.
I'm really impressed. Like, you know, on the palate, I get quite sweet, but then obviously as I'm, drinking more, I get like pepper, spice.
Hmm.
I do get the honey, like
Hmm.
on the finish. It's got quite a long finish, I think. And I'm getting lots
Hmm.
of honey.
Hmm.
Yeah. So this one is non-chill filtered at
Hmm.
46%. So a lot of stickiness on the palate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there is a question here, and I guess that's for Michael. Michael, the question is, where do you get your ex-bourbon? But I guess he meant cask, ex-bourbon cask, and where do we get our
Hmm.
malt from? So Michael, over to you. This is from Sherwin Pinto.
Well,
Yeah. Where do we
the
get our
malt, of
bourbon
course.
cask, and where do we get the type of malt we use?
We use Indian grain. We source our barley from the western region of India, that is Rajasthan, and it's a 6-row grain. Um, about the grain already you have mentioned the difference. Uh, uh, Coming to talking about the cask again, initially we were sourcing our cask from various distilleries across Kentucky. But from since 2019, 100% of our inventory
Cool.
is from Buffalo Trace.
All right. Lovely.
This is so delicious.
So, Jackie. Yeah.
So, have you ever tried any other
To be
Indian whiskeys before,
honest,
Jackie?
I think I've had like a sample here or there, but I could not tell you what it was.
Okay.
So
Hmm.
for me, this is
Okay.
the great opportunity to, I guess, expand my horizons,
Hmm.
learn about Indian whiskey, and obviously I'm a fan of it now. Super impressed.
Right. Super. And when did you start your whiskey journey, or what was the defining moment that you discovered
Yeah.
whiskey, or whiskey found
Okay.
you?
Well, this was a couple of years ago now. I saw, I guess, and I saw whiskey to be a great investment.
Okay.
So a couple of years ago, I kind of, started dabbling in drinking whiskey, reading a lot of, blogs, and I started buying a lot of Japanese whiskey and found this was before it was ridiculous to buy now. You can't buy it now. But before then, it was available. It was easier to find, easier to get. So that's where my love of whiskey kind of, arose from. And then from there, I just wanted to keep exploring different flavors. I wanted more flavor, different profiles. So obviously everyone starts off with, with a Scotch, maybe some Japanese whiskey, and then, falling in love with American whiskey. So I think it's just awesome to try another style of whiskey.
Mm. Mm. So you traded whiskey for diamonds, or the
Well,
other way around, diamonds for whiskey, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I find there's big value in whiskey, whether it's for investment purposes or for enjoyment purposes, you get the same, joy from
Yep.
it.
Yep. Yep.
So, and
Absolutely.
I think when I was doing that at the beginning, I kind of was like, you know what? No, I want to keep trying. I want to keep evolving my palate. I want to know more about it.
So normally when my friends ask me how many do you think we should buy, I say, particularly for a Christmas edition, uh,
Mm.
you should buy three. You should buy three.
One to keep,
One
one
to
to drink,
taste.
one to.
Yeah, absolutely. And then yeah, it's something that you should share, and it's something that you collect. And because
Exactly.
today, yeah, today 2018 is almost like a ghost. We just can't find the 2018.
Yeah,
And I think yeah, yeah, and I think we are getting there, that maybe in another few releases, 10 years from now, the ones who
exactly.
have unopened bottle of the whole collection, I think can put a down payment for a house for sure.
100%. Oh, there's no doubt about that. There's no.
Yeah,
Can you imagine having a Paul John Christmas edition collection?
yeah,
Epic.
epic. Yes. So yeah, that's what it is. What's on the flavor palette for you? Anything as a finish you said is long. What comes back,
Like I found the finish quite long, and I get lots of honey
right?
on the
Right.
finish, which I quite like because I love sweet. Like sweet, I
Hmm.
love.
Okay. So Michael, there's another question. What's your favorite Australian whiskey since you visited Australia recently?
Were you in Australia
To
recently?
launch,
When were you in Australia?
Ah,
Michael.
I was there in
Where'd you
June
go?
and July.
Like whereabouts did you visit?
Well, I mean, we were everywhere. Even we visited, Tasmania. So, but we did Brisbane, Canberra,
Yeah.
Adelaide, Melbourne, Sydney. For
Yeah.
yeah,
So this was
yeah.
the launch of our podcast, our first podcast in Australia, exclusively
Mm-hmm.
bottled for the Whiskey Club.
Oh, oh,
Um,
yep.
yeah. So that's what Michael came for, I think a 5 city or a 6 city tour. Um, uh,
Which is your
and
favorite city in Australia?
I mean, you mean the city or the
Well,
whiskey?
how about we answer favorite city first, and you can answer favorite whiskey.
Okay, I think. Okay, I mean, very tough. I think, yeah, Melbourne is
Yeah.
always good. I
Oh,
love
do you know what?
Tasmania.
Tasmania's
I
great for
love
food,
Tasmania.
like food and
Uh,
whiskey. It's not,
yeah.
mhm. Yeah. So, coming to whiskey, I think I tried one of the best. This is the whiskey from
Yeah,
Lark, finished in uh,
yep.
Glenfarclas cask. Yeah, it was amazing. And
No, Lark is famous.
So
yeah,
Jackie, I think one of your friends,
so
Drams and Drops, has got the port cask and is happy to share a sample with you.
And you know what?
So,
We'll do a swapsies, and I'll give you a sample of this. So, while I've got this, where can one buy one of these in Australia?
I think yes, it is it's a limited edition since we did only
Yep,
less than
small batch. Yeah.
8,000 bottles. Yeah, less than
Mhm.
8,000 bottles. And I think some allocations have come to Australia. I would just request that because it's gone to only, select independent retail
Retailers. Yeah.
through our distributor. Yeah. So if you just ping us at post the show, and
Okay.
obviously we know whereabouts of closer to Melbourne, we can see how we can point you to the right shop.
Yes, please. I'm going to be hitting you up all the time now. I think you've
So
exposed me very
yeah.
good here.
So what was your first whiskey that really make you look it up and say,
Wow.
now this is, yeah,
Okay. It was a long time, not long time ago, but let's say, it's like 5 years ago. Um,
right.
it was a, it was a Japanese whiskey.
Okay.
It was. Um, the one that was like wow to me, like wow wow, was I was lucky enough to try because it was readily available back then. Just keep in mind,
Right.
it was available.
Right.
I
Right.
was able to try the Yamasaki 2013 Cherry Cask and compare it to the Yamasaki 2016 Cherry Cask.
Lovely. Yeah.
That was my moment. Was like, okay, like, yep, we're onto a good thing here.
Okay. You really started way up high there, and then I guess you moved on to
I will
higher things.
say, like, when I first initially started, it was like trash. Like, I'm talking like like the premix cans.
Okay.
Like when I was young,
Okay.
like premix cans, like sweet, full of sugar. Where honestly, you're not really tasting anything, except for sugar.
Yeah.
And that's when, and I was like, okay, why don't you try some of this? And it was Dimple.
Hmm.
The, you know what, this is something
Lovely.
to get into was the Yamasaki. Yeah.
Okay. 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 No, I know we all start basically from the bottom of the pyramid, but then sometimes we get lucky to leapfrog. Are you from the industry or you do something very esoteric uh, as in your day?
So I'm a marketing professional by trade. So I've been doing
Right.
marketing for a long time now, and whiskey for me is a hobby. I like to call myself a bit of a whiskey nerd. Like when I'm with friends,
Hmm.
I kind of, rattle off facts and, oh my God, did you know this? And blah, 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 blah. I mean, you can't say that. But what I found, I guess, with the whiskey community, I found some
Hmm.
really cool friends, and I guess friends that I would say will be there, will be friends for life.
Right. Right.
So
Yeah.
whiskey brings people together, whether it's your family or people, across continents, drinking whiskey together.
Yeah.
The power of whiskey.
Super. And I think so. The marketing job is not in the alcobev industry.
No, it's not. No, no, no. So,
Okay.
so for me, I guess my expertise comes, I guess, retail or like agency style kind of marketing.
Right. Right. Okay. I think this has evolved a little bit more on the glass. I don't know if you can get any new flavors.
It's so funny. It's like I'm getting super sweet, but then when I first get it on the palate, it's
Hmm.
spicy, and then it
Yeah.
finishes off sweet.
Okay. So
I mean,
it's like a
obviously,
double dip of sweets.
yeah. I mean, look, at Christmas time, that's my time to go nuts on the sweets. Desserts.
What's the temperature in
Obviously,
Melbourne today?
actually today was quite a warm day. No, so it's summer in Australia now, but I find Melbourne is a bit temperamental when it comes to weather.
Right?
So this week was actually a beautiful week, high 20s all week.
Okay.
There was a bit of
Okay.
rain today, but with
Okay.
Melbourne you can't really tell. Like
Absolutely.
that's why they
You get
always say
four in a day.
4 seasons in
In
a
a day.
day.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Well, at Goa, which is winter,
Yes.
Michael, what are you clocking today? Is definitely the sun is up.
Oh, so it's winter then now. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is, but it's
Oh,
around 28 today.
winter.
It's
Just a cool
it's pretty
28
hot. Yeah.
degrees.
Yeah. So that's why we have a rapid interaction with our whiskeys and the cask, and
Yeah.
that's why we lose about 8% of
Angel shrimp.
angel share.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
And that's
that makes
why,
sense. But what's left is flavor. Do you know what I mean?
yes,
That's what's
yeah,
left.
and
Is flavor.
uh, yeah, and that's why we don't do age statements. We are on non-age statements because if we were to put age, we would have very little left.
I get it. And do you know what? And some people in the community also kind of, turn their heads when they see like a younger whiskey. Like
Yeah.
obviously, like it doesn't mean young doesn't mean bad or lack of flavor. It's just the way the style of the whiskey is. Like Aussie whiskey is actually quite young. Like a lot of the
Yeah.
Aussie whiskey is super young because of the climate.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
Hmm.
And you've got definitely a liking towards Japanese whiskeys. What would be your favorite whiskey, Australian whiskey?
My favorite Australian whiskey. I mean, I'm a big fan of Sullivan's Cove. Big fan.
Okay.
Hmm.
All
Um,
right. And anything in
yeah.
particular there?
Sorry.
Anything of particular of Sullivan's Cove? Any
I
special releases?
I like I guess their French oak and I like their American oak. Like
Okay.
I'm a big like bourbon fan, so anything that's like ex-bourbon cask, I'm like, ooh,
Mm.
caramel vanilla.
Okay. Right. Super. Uh, and yeah, we've just been, as I said, Christmas edition. This one is absolutely special because it's the fifth edition, and we've just heard that it's won an international award as the best Asian whiskey. So
Really?
it's yeah. So you need to spread the good word and
Will
let us know
do.
what you
Yes. I mean,
yes.
everything like the presentation has been stunning. Like, look at this. Like, you can't like it just screams Christmas. It looks like
What's
Christmas.
not to love?
It tastes like Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, I can just imagine like you've had a big Christmas lunch or a big Christmas dinner, and you're gonna go for your dessert. You've got a dram of your, Paul John Christmas edition with your
Yeah.
dessert. Match made in heaven.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much. You really summed it up superbly because what we do is we encourage people when they are gifting that they can write over here to whom the present is for, and it
Yep.
just gets placed under the Christmas tree, and that's the all the presentation
You need
or the gift wrapping that you need to do. Yeah.
100%.
So, so do look out for our other releases because we have a lovely Zodiac series as well. And
Zodiac series. So when you say Zodiac,
yes,
like does that mean like each bottle is like a sign?
yes, it is. So we've had two releases so far.
Mm-hmm.
One is the first one uh, is called Kanya, which is the equivalent to Virgo.
Oh, one of my best girlfriends is a Virgo, and we get along like this.
Super. And so let me come to the second one. And
Mm-hmm.
the second one, which has been voted as the third finest whiskey, is and has got 7 international awards, is a Mithuna, which
Mm-hmm.
is Gemini.
Ah, Now I'm going to ask selfishly, but do you have
Absolutely.
a cancer one
Sorry?
or cancer? Like, do you have an
Cancer.
upcoming one that's
Yes.
cancer,
So,
sign of the crab, the nurturing, the
yes,
loyal
yes.
sign? I mean, I'm a cancer, but that's the only reason why I'm asking.
Yes, no, I get that. So what we'll do is Michael has made a mental note of that, and when he releases that to the world, we will have a tasting with you with your sunshine, zodiac sign.
Perfect. Yes,
Yes.
please. I mean,
So,
I'm
yeah.
a bit biased, but to me, it's one of like, I reckon one of the top signs.
Yes. So yes, we definitely will do that. And is there anything that you wish to know, ask the master distiller since he's here?
Well,
Anything about Paul John single malts?
yeah, I mean, because obviously I'm, like I said, I'm quite the novice when it comes to Indian whiskey. What I want to know is when did you guys start making, like, when did Paul John start making whiskey? And what was like, okay, we want to do this. We have an idea. When?
Sure. So I'll just start off the vision from our chairman, which is Mr. Paul P. John, and that's the name on the bottle and everything.
Yep.
Uh, we first started looking at premiumizing our portfolio in 2006. That started with our venture in wines, and then we moved on to single malts because he has been traveling a lot overseas. And somewhere, Michael, in 2008 or 9, that's when the idea came along.
Yeah,
It's
2000,
Yep.
2006,
actually
yeah.
2006. Uh,
So go ahead, take
yeah,
the lead, Michael, since you were there since the beginning.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean that was the beginning, and it took 2 long years to
Yep.
construct the state-of-art distillery, and the very first
yeah,
distillation started in 2009. Um, and we
Yep.
follow the same standard international regulations wherein whiskey need to
Yep.
be matured for not less than 3 years. So the very first expression was launched in the UK in the form of single cask. Then subsequently we started releasing different expressions. So today we are a 13-year-old distillery, uh, having close to 12
That's
different
all. That's
expressions.
yeah.
amazing. So in the, I guess your 12 expressions are the, what would you say would be your core, like your core expressions or your like your bread and butter, the ones that you always have? What are they?
See, I mean, again, we have whiskeys in different categories. So we have something called Nirvana, is
Hmm.
bottled at 40%.
Yep.
That means it is chill filtered. It's the youngest whiskey
Yep.
in our portfolio. It's just 3 years old. Nirvana is for those who are in transition from
Yep.
blended whiskeys to single
It's
malt.
kind of like the,
You know,
the kind of
so
gateway into, okay, you know what? You like whiskey? Try this.
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. And also, we recommend this particular expressions to be used
Yep.
in cocktails as well. Um, then comes your regular flagship. Um, now we have three different expressions here. One is unpeated, the other one is slightly peated, the
Yep.
third one is completely peated. So in a way, we have made whiskeys for all the palates. Uh, then comes the next segment wherein we call it as single select cask.
Hmm.
Select cask is bottled at higher ABV. We have 6 expressions actually, 2 from ex-bourbon, two from Spanish
Okay.
wine finish, and 2 from the Portuguese
Oh,
rum cask.
okay.
Yeah. So yeah. So then comes your Zodiac
Christmas
series
editions.
and the rest of the special expressions, Christmas editions.
Cool.
Then we have commemorative editions,
Okay.
etc. Yes.
Cool. Where can so obviously a question for being in Australia, where can I find Paul John whiskey? Like, can I go to Dan Murphy's? Where can I go?
So I think we were there at Dan Murphy's for some point of time, but I would, as I
Mm.
said, I'll ask the team to exactly reach you
Oh,
to the specific
okay, no problem. Yeah.
stores at Melbourne, and
Yeah.
yeah, you could just dash it uh, to the store before Christmas.
Okay. Well, you know what? I've got a few days, and I
Yes.
am hosting a bit of like a orphan Christmas lunch.
Mm-hmm.
So this will
Lovely.
just be
So
on display. It goes with the theme. It's so perfect.
lovely. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jackie, for joining us and sharing your whiskey journey and having the first Christmas edition with us, and the first Paul John, I guess, as well. Uh,
For me,
and
this is my first one, so what a way to be introduced to Indian whiskey.
yes, yes. So yes, I've got somebody saying yes, Dan Murphy's, even Coles and Woolies in select
Oh, well,
suburbs.
thank
So
you. Okay, cool.
yeah, but if you have any difficulty, we follow each other or ping on the main handle,
Yeah.
and we'll see that your Christmas is sorted.
Oh, well, I appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being with us, and have a great night, lovely weekend, Merry
Yes,
Christmas,
you
and
too. And Merry
stay safe.
Christmas. Be merry. Eat lots of food.
Yes,
Drink lots of whiskey. Relax, because I'm sure you worked really hard to make this an amazing
absolutely.
whiskey. So, due to have a good break, relax,
Thank
and
you.
I'll see
Thank you so much.
you in the new year.
Yeah, and
Thanks, Jackie.
what we'll do is we will put this on our Insta handle, this conversation, and tag you, and do share the whiskey love, and during the
100%.
Christmas season.
All
Yes,
about
lovely.
the whiskey love.
Yes, and see you in person in Goa in 23.
Yes. And
Yeah.
Michael, when you're in Melbourne, hello.
Yes.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, next time.
All right then.
All right.
Cheers,
Thank you
lovely
so much.
folks.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have a good night. Thank you.
Cheers. Bye bye.
Bye.
You
Thanks,
too. Merry
Michael.
Christmas. Bye. Thank you.